Attention. Welcome to the Different Spectrums podcast. We dive into the wild world of mental health discussions. Get ready for profound talks, a sprinkle of humor and sarcasm, and a touch of colorful language. Just a quick heads up, our show reflects our individual opinions, which may not align with the standpoint of the podcast, our featured guests, or any related corporate entities. Our mission? To illuminate through laughter and satire because everyone needs a good chuckle. Chill out and don't stress over the small stuff. Legal troubles? No, thank you. Cancel culture? Please spare us. We'd rather keep this space lawsuit free. So buckle up, have a good time, and join us as we navigate the vibrant realm of mental health on the Different Spectrums podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. By using our link, you can get 10% off your first month of therapy. So, Naz, as a therapist on BetterHelp, what has your experience been like?
I've been doing it since January 2021, and it's been really fun and exciting. I've been able to reach clients all over the United States and the world. I've had good relationships. I've had folks that I've had for a couple months and a good handful where I've had for almost 2 years now. So it's magnificent. I've enjoyed my time and my clients. I love them.
Awesome. You can do it all from your phone or computer via phone call, video chat, or messaging, however you feel the most comfortable. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you all from the comfort of your own home. Visit betterhelp.com/DSP or choose Different Spectrums podcast during sign up and enjoy a special discount on your first month. Hey everybody, we back again.
Hey, we're back. We took a vacation, but we're back.
They don't know that because we still have videos coming out.
I gained 30 pounds since then, but we're back.
I have a beard. I grew my hair out. The whole deal.
I'm now gay.
I think you were the whole time, but yeah, you're out finally. That's good. That's good. Just like Mac. All right. So I'm Spencer, your co-host. And of course, we have our licensed clinical therapist, Naz.
Hello. How you doing?
Thank you, Medea. Remember, don't take us too seriously.
Or do. That's up to you.
There you go. Also, don't forget to run up those likes for us. We'd really appreciate it. So, for today, we have a special guest for our show. She is a licensed mental health counselor as well as an EMDR trauma therapist. We'll get into that later. Welcome to the show, Kristina Spurlock.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome, white woman.
Welcome the 50th white woman to the podcast.
Yeah. We just keep on layering it on that white cake. We just keep layering it.
Mm-hmm.
No diversity. Sky's the limit.
It's just, the majestic white woman. I will stop.
Elusive and majestic.
Yeah.
Elusive.
We don't do DEI hires here at the.
No, we keep it white.
At the Different Spectrum. White. All right, anyways.
Let's get into the show.
All right. Yeah, yes. So, the show that we're going to be covering today is Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We're going to be talking about a few lovely topics such as misdiagnosing, borderline personality disorder, autism, of course, being antisocial, and then also we're going to be talking about what does it mean when a client tries to take over in a session. What does that mean? What does that look like? How do you combat that? We'll find out on this episode of Different Spectrum Podcast. So, Naz, anything before we get into the show?
And then, we got one big topic to talk about.
Oh.
And it's no surprise. It's gonna be dicks.
Thank you for coming out so bluntly about it. Jesus.
So guests,
subtle.
All the people listening. It's gonna be a bell. Okay, I'm gonna stop. There's gonna be some education in this, as always. Remember, folks, so strap it on because we're gonna go for
yeah.
You just can't get away from the dicks, can you?
The one time I meant to say like buckle in, but then I said strap it on. And then Spencer's like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What?" And he was like, "You're an idiot." So a lot of good stuff. We're going to talk about a couple different diagnoses, but we're really just going to have some fun, have some laughs. I think it's going to be cool to poke at the characters. And right, this show's been running for how many years? Like what, fucking
long ass
like
time,
15,
Sam.
17
almost
years?
20. Yeah. Almost 20
17.
years.
2005.
Yeah.
So 20 years almost.
It's been going.
Yeah.
And the newer ones are actually still pretty good. So we're having some fun. We're going to poke at therapist scenes at pretty much every single individual. So we're going into just a lot of therapist scenes, which are always great to pick apart. Kristina is going to kind of lead us into some really cool stuff on what therapists would or wouldn't do. And then maybe I'll talk about what I would have talked about, which would have been probably what we shouldn't have talked about as a therapist.
There you go.
Don't cancel me. So let's get into the show. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
Look at you. Appropriating.
She took it from us again.
They took it from us.
No.
And all they gave y'all was February.
Oh my God. It's the shortest month of the year.
Jesus. Hey, we got a day. So we got Cinco fucking de Mayo.
Yeah. Cinco de Mayo. You can go to your own country. Fine.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Let's get into the show.
Okay, I'll explain to him that we have a dangerous psychopath in our bar and he could snap at any minute. And because there are no facilities to lock him in, we need to get him his medication as soon as possible in order to avoid a massacre.
No. Just let me handle this, okay? I'll act crazy and then he'll prescribe them to me.
You will sit here and you will be quiet. Your bad acting will only confuse him and it will infuriate me.
I'm gonna ask him about the frog kid.
Don't do
Oh,
that.
my God.
Don't do that.
No, Froggy and I need each other. He's out there all alone. I'm gonna find Froggy.
You are never going to be able to find a goddamn frog person, okay?
I'm gonna find
Guys,
him.
Please, just let me handle it. I got it.
Hello, thank you for waiting. I'm Dr. Coleman. How can I help you today?
Yes. Do you have some sort of donkey brain database?
No?
I'm looking for a kid, the frog kid. Just search for any half man, half amphibious creature.
Okay, no, that's not why we're here, doctor.
Doctor, I've always relied upon the kindness of strangers.
What are you doing? What is that, a streetcar named Desire?
I'm in desperate need of medical intervention. You see, years ago, I tried to burn my college roommate down to the box springs whilst she was sleeping, and now I've a hankering to do it again.
Dr. Zimmerman!
Excuse me?
Dr. Albert Zimmerman! The old bastard who ran the nitwit farm. He'll know where Froggy is. I'll find him. Yeah, I'll find the frog kid.
Yeah, go find him.
I'm gonna find him.
I'm not sure I understand what's happening.
I'm schizophrenic.
D, I swear you would be of more use to me if I skinned you and turned your skin into a lampshade. Or fashioned you into a piece of high-end luggage. I can even add you to my collection.
Are you saying that you have a collection of skin luggage?
Of course I'm not, D. Don't be ridiculous. Think of the smell. You haven't thought of the smell, you bitch! Now you say another word and I swear to God I will dice you into a million little pieces and put those pieces in a box. A glass box that I will display on my mantle. All right. Now that that's settled, we can have a normal conversation. Now, doctor, I'm here to talk to you about a man. A very dangerous and a very unstable man.
How the hell did you get drugs for Pete?
Well, I had a simple conversation with a reasonable man, and that man wrote me a prescription.
Yeah, he got the drugs by being a real-life, actual psychopath.
She keeps... no, ridiculous, okay? No, the man asked me a few questions. I answered those questions as honestly as I could.
Right.
Next thing I know, I'm walking out the door with meds for borderline personality disorder.
Yep.
You see, that's how you get shit done.
No, that's how you get diagnosed.
This is me saluting you. I'm a big fan of your work. How quickly you rattled their cages, broke them all down.
It's not about breaking, it's about helping them.
It's interesting, our thing, isn't it? To be in someone's mind, to have complete control. It's like the thrill of being near the executioner's switch. Knowing that at any moment, you could throw it. But knowing you never will. But you could. Never isn't the right word, because I could. And I might. I probably will.
Will you sit down, please?
Yeah, sure. Sorry. That make you nervous? Not my intention. Well, so, who would you like to discuss first?
How about you?
That's good, but we don't really have time for jokes, so let's jump right into it, shall we? Now, I've long maintained psychological dossiers on every single one of those raving lunatics in your waiting room right now. The top one, and the thickest by far, is Charlie's, of course. But I'd rather start with Mac. Start with a simple one. Now, how did your session with him go?
Dennis, as I think you know, I'm not at liberty to discuss another patient.
Listen, why don't you think of me more as a peer? You know, in the academic sense, of course, in terms of age, you're decades older than me. But why don't I start, okay? If you'll open up your dossier there, you'll see that on the first page is something that you picked up on almost immediately, which is his reverse body dysmorphia. And this, a well-placed pen can have quite an effect on a man like him. This must have given him quite the thrill. I bet he tried to suck on this. Did he? Huh? It's okay, Doc. You can tell me. He's always sucking on the pens in our apartment. I'm always having to hide them. Well, I showed you mine.
Why are some of these pages written in crayon?
My file on D was started in the 2nd grade.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Tell me about these size pills you're giving Mac.
Well, no, that's more like it. So they're mechaninophedra. Calling them size pills was an elegant solution. The guy was gross. It was disgusting. He was fat as shit. He smelled like shit. He sounded like shit. His groans, his snores, the sleep apnea, it was gross. He was repulsive, really.
So he has no appetite because you're drugging him secretly.
Giving a man medicine for his disease. Wherever did I get that idea?
What are you writing?
Writing? Oh, nothing. Drawing. Drawing conclusions. And drawing this. You like it? It's very generous.
You seem very on edge.
Yeah, you're goddamn right I'm on edge. I hosted the shit out of that party. And that's just not setting the table, okay? I made a playlist. I thought of cool shit to talk about. I provided security. I kept everybody safe. Safe! You know, sometimes I feel like they don't even understand me, and we're not even that good of friends. Ah, that's bullshit! That's bullshit! We're like the best friends in the whole goddamn world, and goddamn them for making me think otherwise.
Are you okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I was just thinking of something that Charlie said that was really funny.
Mac, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you often feel strong emotion felt in quick succession?
Oh, yeah, and not just my emotions. I've had a slight fluctuation with my weight recently.
I see. And how much weight are we talking about?
I gained and lost 60 pounds in 3 months.
Wow, that's almost impossible.
Well, first of all, through God, all things are possible, so jot that down. And yeah, I had a difficult time there. I had to buy all new clothes, and people used to cross the street when I would walk by. They'd be like, whoa, look at that monster coming towards us, barreling towards us.
Mac, you're not that guy anymore.
Don't you think I know that? And I'm starting to think that I'll never become that monster again.
Oh, so you preferred being scary to people.
Yeah, lady, I was as big as a skyscraper, and now I'm as tiny as a postage stamp. Oh, I get it. Cute. You leave this pen here and people are supposed to think, wait, that looks like a dick.
Mac, have you ever heard of the term body dysmorphia?
Is that what I have? Is that what's making me so thin?
No. Body dysmorphia is when you see a distorted version of yourself that no one perceives but you.
Oh, but Dennis perceives it too, because he's been giving me size pills to make me bigger. Dennis is like my best buddy.
Well, oftentimes drugs don't address the root of the problem. Talking through the issues may be the best way for you to address your mood swings and body issues.
Talking about it. No, that's good. That's good. So if we talk about it, then you think that I'll get most bigger from talking. Oh, that's really good. You know,
That's not what I
thank you.
meant.
Thank you for this. You know, when I first walked in here, I was like, there's no way that this is gonna work, because I just do not get the whole woman doctor thing. But then when you started talking about God, I realized that you're one of the smart ones. All right, let's do it. Let's talk about God, and let's talk about how you're gonna make me more bigger.
Will you put the pen down?
Hello. Time's up. Get out, Slim. Let's go.
That door is supposed to be locked.
Oh, yeah, I taped the knob. I knew I'd be popping in and out quite a bit. Let's go. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Time's up.
Okay.
Tick-tock, tiny man. Okay, let's not get bogged down, just time for headlines. Okay. These guys need structure, Doc. That'll become clear to you. You just don't see it yet.
With you.
Yeah.
I cannot help you if you are lying in every session.
Lying? Why would I be lying? What are you talking about? Where are you getting this?
Were you or were you not the first choice for the female lead in The Notebook?
Yes. Yes, I was, and I had to unfortunately pass because of a scheduling conflict. We went over this. I graciously handed it to Rachel McAdams, and she did a fine job with the film. I'm secure enough to admit that.
I'm finding all this hard to believe.
Oh, what do you want to hear, Doc? Huh? That I had cigarettes put out on me when I was a kid? That this isn't a surgery scar, huh? That my father stabbed me?
Let me interrupt you for a second, okay? Because I think we have an example happening right before our eyes. You're speaking right now with a Brooklyn accent,
It's
and
Boston.
yet you're not.
It was a Boston accent.
The accent was clearly from Brooklyn.
This isn't a surgery scar.
No,
That's
you
what I
didn't say
said.
ska. That's clearly
Yes, I did.
No. Okay, the point is,
It's really good.
Dee,
Bob.
I just met your father, and I think that little bit was from Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, he's not my father. That's a whole can of worms. I don't want to go into it, but it was from Good Will Hunting. How did you enjoy it?
I'd rather discuss the father issue.
You know what? She really wasn't that great now that I think about it.
Who?
Rachel McAdams. I feel like I could have done a better job. Do you think that I would have done a better job without Ryan Gosling?
I've never seen you act.
Oh, really? Ta-da! I've been lying the whole time! Oh!
Good, you admitted it.
That was acting. What I just tried right there was acting. I said I was lying and that wasn't even true. That was acting. All right? So, I'm good. How are you feeling about all of what I'm doing? Did you like that? Did you think that was good? Tell me I'm good. Tell me it was good. Tell me I'm good. Tell me I'm good. Tell me that was good. Tell me I'm 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 good. Thank you. Is it that hard?
What is happening? Okay. Let's talk about...
I ain't talking about nothing. This skull is Fort Knox.
Why don't you trust therapists?
I opened up to a therapist just once. I was a kid. I got into a fight. The doctor asked me question after question. Got me so scrambled up. Next thing you know, I was shanghaied upstate to a nitwit school. You know what a nitwit school is?
I assume you mean a school for the mentally disabled.
Yeah, not just for nuts in the head, bodies too. Back then, science was real crude. They stuck us all together. My roommate was a frog kid. You ever see a frog kid?
Frog kid?
Yeah, the place was windowless. There was a guard every 10 feet. All the rooms had drains in the floors so they could hose us down.
How terrible.
Got my first kiss there.
Frank?
It was terrible. But not her. She was an angel. Always smiling. That's because she had no lips. But her mouth was still very much in play.
Let's talk about the dishes.
Oh, she died 2 weeks later. She thought she was a spaceman with a plastic bag for a helmet. Oh, you unzipped me. It's all coming back. It's all coming back. I hate you. It's all coming back, you understand? I don't like it. I don't like to think about it. Oh. It's with a plastic bag for a helmet. Oh, you unzipped me. Oh.
Charlie, why don't you share with me how you feel the dinner went?
Fine, I'll do the dishes. You're just gonna make me do them anyway.
No. Why do you assume I'm gonna make you do the dishes?
Because it's Charlie work, and I'm gonna get stuck with it, so I'll just do the dishes. God damn it!
Charlie work? What's Charlie work? Fill me in.
All right. You don't even know what Right. Okay, well, Charlie work is like, like basement stuff, cleaning urinals, blood stuff, your basic slimes, your sludges, anything dead or decaying, I'm on it, I'm dealing with it.
And you dislike it?
Well, no, I mean, at its core, I love it. I love the dark, I love slippery things, I love being naked in the sewer. Bleach smells good, it tastes good, but it's just like, I don't like being told what to do.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that last.
I don't like being told what to do. Everyone's always telling me what to do all the time.
Got it.
Kick me around, I'm like, probably the weirdest guy in the universe, Probably even weirder than someone from Saturn.
Why do you think you're weird?
I don't know, it was just weird, I guess. So what did he tell you?
I'm not at liberty to discuss.
I mean, like, would it be weird if you survived an abortion? Would it be weird if, like, you shared a bed with a man who may or may not be your father?
Well, again, I can't talk about...
Would it be weird if you eat cat food to go to sleep and you have such a fascination with cats that maybe you glue cat hair in the back of your neck every now and then?
Information that I haven't...
I mean, and so, like, is it bad?
No. Being comfortable in your own skin is never a bad thing.
Oh, my God, right. Okay, so if I got, like, more skin or something, then I could, like, never do a bad thing in my life. And maybe I never have done a bad thing because I have a lot of skin.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, given your non-traditional life choices, you are surprisingly well-adjusted.
Yeah, I'm well-adjusted, because of my lack of traditions. And I'll adjust to that. And...
I feel like you're mirroring my words, but you're not exactly understanding them.
You're saying, like, do the things you do, go even further with them, Maybe get a ton of cat hair, glue it all over your body, walk around like a cat man in the night through the alleyways, and stop hiding the pigeon.
The pigeon?
This one, let him be who he wants. Let him fly away. Go! He's dead, I think.
You've had a dead pigeon in your jacket this whole time.
He was alive at one point, I'm not crazy. It's just, I think I might have hugged him a little too hard. Just kind of smothered him a bit. But, hey, we'll make an adjustment to it, and we'll make a tradition out of it.
Hey everyone, I'm here to talk about our new collaborator, Toink Toys. They have a wide selection of, you guessed it, toys and other great collectibles. They have products from Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter, and everything pop culture. You could say they put the toy in Toink. So go check them out at toink.com and use our code Different Spectrums Podcast to get 10% off your entire order today.
Hey, welcome back.
We're back, and you threw me off. That was not how it's supposed to go.
It's been a while.
I know it's been a while.
Been a while.
It's been a while. We took like a month off of recording, even though y'all won't know that because it's still weekly. But excited to be back. Excited to have some fun. Then we got another little mini vacation me and Spencer are gonna do, but some really awesome guests. So ride it out with us. This probably come out in January. So happy fucking New Year. Happy New Year. Yes. You're not going to lose that weight like you thought you were. So, might as well just quit now.
So don't even try.
Don't even try.
Pick a new
Unless
resolution.
you have those diet pills like Dennis is giving Max.
Yeah, so. Unless you got the diet pills, but, just
Mexican ephedrine.
Mexican ephedrine.
Ozempic?
No, it's just Mexican. I call it crystal meth.
I call it my speedy stuff. What?
But yeah, it's awesome. Let's get into some stuff. I'm gonna kick this pants. Let's do our thing.
Woo! All right. So, welcome to the show, Kristina. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about, how did you get into the mental health field?
Yeah, isn't that the question? So,
It
I
is.
mean, the long and the short of it
Love and long.
is that it's too long. Is that I went to Oregon State for my undergraduate degree in psychology. Couldn't, is that, are you doing U of O or are you doing Oregon State?
No, it's just Oregon.
Or that's Oregon. Yeah, it's the wrong one.
So we're gonna fight. So we're gonna
Oh,
fight.
fucking no. Ducks, quack, quack. Sorry.
We're gonna
Anyways,
fight.
go on.
We're fighting.
Got it.
Okay. So yeah, so I wanted to major in psychology, and being a freshman, couldn't get into any of the classes, so immediately couldn't do that, which was fabulous. Probably should have gone to U of O. And then I decided that I wanted to just kind of dabble, do something else, look at different classes, since I couldn't major in psychology because I literally couldn't get into any courses. Took some women's studies courses, absolutely fell in love with my violence against women class, loved it. Decided to do some volunteer work at a local domestic violence shelter, ended up being the shelter advocate that got hired on, and just loved listening to the women's stories. Just, yeah, it was awesome. So that's kind of where that came from. And then, yeah, decided to pursue my master's degree doing fun stuff.
Well, look at you. It's
I
the
know,
complete
look at me.
opposite of one of our other guests where she like legit hated women.
Oh, well, that's exciting for her.
It was very
Or
interesting.
them.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I was just like, she was just like, yeah, I hate women. And I was like, she's like, all women hate women. I was like, I don't think that's true.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
here to say
yeah.
no. It's not. That's a unique experience for her, I think.
Yeah. I was like, girl, you're a therapist? I was like, I'm going to
Yeah.
stop. She was quite lovely, but I told her, I was like, girl, you got some stuff to work out. Spencer's like, I don't think that's right.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, might be some stuff happening there. But yes, I mean, I specifically right now work with sexual assault survivors,
Okay.
domestic violence survivors, first responders, and folks with just complex trauma. And yeah, primarily I see folks who are LGBTQIA. I don't advertise that I specialize in that for some reason. Like, I am just I vibe with that population. Love them. So
Love the quiz.
um,
Love the quiz.
love them. They're just such a lovely people. Love them. So no, I really am really lucky to do what I do. So, and
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate to be in private practice. I started my private practice about 2 years ago ish.
Okay.
So relatively new to that. And before that, working in hospitals, community mental health, group practices, things like that. You know, putting my time in so that I can do private practice and know what the fuck I'm doing.
Well, look at you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have this thing, it's called EMDR.
Yeah.
What does
Letters.
that mean? What does that
Yeah.
mean? I don't
So-
know.
Yeah. Well, it stands for eye movement desensitization reprocessing therapy. It's a really awesome therapy that kind of helps folks with complex trauma and issues that are difficult to discuss and work through with talk therapy, help them process those things more quickly and more efficiently. So it uses bilateral stimulation, which basically just means right and left movements. So it stimulates the right and the left hemisphere of the brain, so those things can communicate. And it is done via eye movements. It can be done via like vibrating tapper things. It can be done with sounds. Kind of, it can be done with swaying. You can incorporate like walk therapy or nature therapy into it. It's a really, really cool therapy. Like, I love it. So, and I've been doing that for 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
So that means you've heard some stuff.
I've heard some stuff. I've helped folks process some stuff. And it's, I mean, prior to EMDR therapy, I did not fucking understand cognitive behavioral therapy at all. That's kind of the standard, I guess, that was taught in like my master's program. And like, I don't fucking understand how talking is going to help anything through. Like, I literally don't understand. And it doesn't for my clients. Like, my clients really don't get a whole lot from just talking about stuff.
Facts. Quick question here, Spence. Oh damn, I lost it. There it is. So this trauma, man. So you hear a lot of trauma. Who benefits the most from this type of therapy? Because we got a lot of folks that are listening. A lot of autistic folks, a lot of women, right? Autistic folks experience a high amount of trauma. A lot of our client folks here are women. I told you, a lot of queer-based individuals. So how can this help someone, right? You explain what it is, but what does your typical client look like? Obviously, don't get into too much details because I don't want to traumatize anyone on the pod, but who normally comes to you and how does it help them heal? What is it? What is the goal?
Yeah, I primarily see adults. And so folks who are coming to me are, usually 30 years or older. Typically folks who've experienced a lot of childhood trauma. So growing up in just really adverse, crappy experiences with some shitty parents, or a shitty home environment or school environment or something. Just something where they were exposed to consistent and constant traumatic events. Yeah. So, and then I just kind of happened to stumble into working with first responders. One of the group practices I worked with partnered with local like police and first responders, EMS, things like that. And so that's kind of one of my specialties now. And so I see folks who are in the first responder field and have had a history of either sexual assault or other like childhood traumas.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
And so, kind of your specific question of like who could benefit from EMDR, absolutely anybody. You don't have to have a history of trauma to benefit from it. It helps with like addiction issues, it helps with anxiety, it helps with, really helps with dissociation, helps with depression. It literally, the list goes on.
Okay.
I'm definitely one of those people where if you ask me, yeah, what do you not like about EMDR? I can't list a single thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So since someone like yourself, like just hears all these different trauma stories and things like that are happening, how do you kind of make sure that, you're not taking on too much from there? And like, how do you kind of take a break from that? Like, what do you do as a therapist that's hearing all these different trauma stories?
Yeah. How do I make sure that I am well?
Yes. How do you
That I
take
am
care of yourself?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that one of the most amazing things about EMDR is that because it's not talk therapy, yes, I know a lot of the details of the trauma, but while we are processing, there doesn't need to be a whole lot of verbalizing what's happening. Especially, I do work with some folks who, are on the spectrum, specifically ADHD, but also, some other folks. And with that, it's really nice because sometimes they don't have the vocabulary to describe what they're experiencing, but they can point to where in their body they're experiencing it, which is amazing. And so that helps not only them to just continue to process through, they don't have to, break and think about, oh, what am I experiencing? How do I vocalize that? Do I feel comfortable vocalizing that? But yeah, so and it also helps me because I don't have to be constantly exposed to hearing all the nitty-gritty details of, trauma. So it's really, I don't want to say easy because it's not easy, but I have found a way that it's easy to kind of set those things, those details in my office. I see clients in person. I do not like online. I do some online clients because I still have clients that I have had from COVID, but COVID times, but I primarily see folks in person because that helps me, somebody who has diagnosed ADHD, leave the things in that office, leave the memories, their experiences, their stuff in my office. I close the door and I walk away, and I'm like, oh, this is great. This is good.
Oh, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
like that. What's your Spence? We need to start asking this one. What's your go-to thing to feel joy as someone with stuff? Because you said something earlier about what you said you might have been diagnosed with. So I assume you got some stuff.
I got some stuff.
So what is like your go-to like coping method or the thing that makes you feel good or safe or content, joy, happiness, whatever? You know the shit.
Yeah, yeah. So spending any amount of time with my dog, literally any. My dog's amazing, love him. And going on walks, being in nature. Here in Seattle, the weather is, shit 60% of the time, but it's we kind of just get used to it. And I still want to be in nature, even though it's fucking raining, frozen, sleety rain. It's still really, really nice to just get out of my house. I also crochet. That's something new that I picked up this last year. I started last November or last December. I asked for a kit for Christmas and I have not stopped since. So, and I swore to God that I would be fucking over this by now. I was like, this is going to be one of those things. I go to Michael's, I buy $4,000 worth of yarn, I do 4 projects, I get bored, and I'm done. But no, I love it. I love the fact that you can continuously just come up with new designs, crochet them, make them, and it's just so fun. And I really, really like doing things with my hands.
You probably use them as a weapon too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's the officer. I told you, Spence, that officer came to our school and he's like, I got 7 weapons on me at all times. And he's like, bet you didn't think I could kill you with this pencil, did you, boy? I'm like, did you just call me boy? And why would you stab me with a pencil?
Fucking John Wick over there.
I know.
Jesus.
We're actually going to have him on the pod. He's extremely fucking intense. But he's going to help teach him self-defense coming next year. But he was like,
Baba
I got
Yaga.
3 pencils in his hat at all times so he can murder people. I'm like, bruh.
Are they sharpened or are they just like unsharpened pencils?
I bet you he could kill you with a fucking spork.
Spork.
Yeah. Terrifying.
Sporks could be traumatizing. All right.
Funny story real quick. I got a client comes in, right? And the front desk person goes, hey, Nas, ask them where they got their sweater from, their cardigan, or where the fuck it was. So, the person comes in, right? I said, hey, man, where you buy that from? He said, I made this. It was awesome. And so I could tell as soon as I looked at it, I'm like, someone made this shit. So I go back outside at Homegirl after the appointment's done. I'm like, hey, he made that shit. Like, you can't buy that. She's like, fuck. You can make some really cool stuff with crochet.
Yeah, you can. You can make fucking anything.
Anything.
Like, literally anything. And that's kind of the thing I'm discovering is that I can't get bored with it because you can literally fucking make anything.
You just keep going. I got clients that do it in class.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. My attention needs to be fully on that. I don't know. I don't understand people who can do that in public places. I would be like, this is way too overstimulating.
Yeah.
But like, that's so impressive.
Cool. All right. Sorry to pivot back to you, Spence.
Yeah. No. So this is another staple question. So is Always Sunny like your go-to show to kind of help kind of calm yourself or set your emotions to the side or anything like that? Or do you have other movies or shows that you watch to kind of go through that?
Yeah, it absolutely is. So at first, like during the pandemic, it was The Office. Then after the pandemic, so like 2021, 2022-ish, then it was Parks and Rec. Then it was Always Sunny. And it's just been Always Sunny the whole time, basically since then. So yeah, it is the thing that is on in our house if we have the TV on, like playing in the background or watching it or whatever, like that, or I Think You Should Leave. Those 2 shows are absolutely fucking hilarious.
Have you seen that one, Spence? I Think You Should Leave.
I don't
So
think so.
have you guys ever seen, so on Instagram, there is just like this meme going around where it's the guy that's like, you sure about that? You sure about that? That's why? Or like, or like there's another one where he's like, what the fuck? Yeah. So that's from a clip from I Think You Should Leave.
Yep.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
Tim Robinson.
Yep.
Tim Robinson is hilarious, an absolute fucking comedic genius. I love him so much. So that's one of our go-to shows.
It's the one where any of the therapists will be like, let's talk about your emotions. And he just, he just screams.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a lot of memes. We need to watch that shit, Spence.
I know. He's so out there sometimes. I'm just like, he's too much.
It's too much. It's too much, but it's wonderful because each episode is only 20 minutes and it's not congruent. It's just clip shows. Like it's just clips. So it can last, his ridiculousness only lasts for a very short period of time. And he's not the main person in each of them. So it's like a microdose of cringe. It's great.
Microdose.
Oh God.
I love microdose and white men, I tell you.
Same.
Oh my God. I like the, let me stop. That's my mouth watering.
My coffee got a lot of cream. All right. Anyways.
Okay. Well, back to questions.
Yeah. So as we kind of get into Always Sunny, do you have a favorite character from the show?
Oh, Frank, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Frank
Okay.
is definitely my favorite character. He is so fucking funny, and the way that he eats food is just disgusting. And I also want to say too, like when you ask me about like the comfort shows as well, I bet that there's some folks out there that would be surprised to hear that this show filled with horrible people swearing all the time
yeah.
is a comfort show for a therapist.
You got trauma, girl. It's fine. It's what it
But
is.
it's just dark humor. I just
It
love
is.
it. It's
It is.
So
perfect.
great.
It's like why people like watching Shameless. You're just like, I'm glad that's not my family.
I had to stop that show. It was getting way too
It was
ridiculous.
too much. It's too much. I couldn't. I
Too
couldn't.
much.
It's
I
too
couldn't
much for me.
finish it. I was just
Yeah.
like, everybody's got so much shit going on. I'm like, I can't.
Oh, I
do
felt like
this.
I was at work. I felt like I was at work.
There's no
and I was
happy
like,
ending.
no.
Of course not.
No.
It's just living life.
It's intense.
But
I
yeah,
love them
okay.
happy endings. Hmm.
I
all
love
right,
that we
so
all
Frank-
paused.
Yeah, had to take a second for the Jameis Winston's out there. Not Jameis Winston. Fucking what's his name?
Jameis Winston, the black quarterback?
No, what's his name? Who got the happy endings? He just got hurt on fucking Browns. What's his name?
Oh, Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Wrong
There
black
he
guy.
is.
Wrong black
Found
guy.
him. It's the story of my life. So you're not Jamal.
Sorry.
Oh, good.
I get that too. They're like, Nas, you're Arab and Mexican? Yeah, I'm not black. Why are you in the Black Association? I founded this association with you. I thought you were black. What the fuck? You've known me for 3 years. Jamal?
Goddamn Jamal. He's always places
I'm
he
sorry.
doesn't want to be.
I know.
All right. So, but
Prison.
also kind of tack it on to like your favorite character. Out of all of the gang, like who would you want as a client? Would you want Frank, or do you think like you would want somebody else as
No,
a
Frank
client?
Frank would shoot me in the face.
He does have a gun.
He would pull his gun out and shoot me in the face if I said something he didn't like. To be honest with you, I kind of would want Dennis as a client.
Oh my God.
The serial killer.
I think
You're a
I
masochist.
think you know what? It's not this this stereotypical like I can fix him. That's not what's coming up
Sure,
for me.
I didn't even think that until you said it, you
Sure.
fucker.
Let's go see your data history.
No.
Didn't fix him.
What's coming up for me is like it would just be entertaining. Like
Okay.
he at some point I would let him go because he wouldn't get anything out of therapy. He
No.
would be trying to fucking hit on me the entire time.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, this isn't my
I'm
shit
fighting the
right
urge now to do that, so whatever.
Like I'm just like no. So yeah, it would be very entertaining, and yeah, if it didn't work, it didn't work, but it would be fucking hilarious.
Bro.
The one guy who says he's literally gonna skin his sister.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
I like him crazy.
You're like, I could do that.
She's
I can
like,
do that.
This is the crazy ones have the best sex.
Oh my god. Draw me, Jack.
Oh
Draw
my
me.
God.
Oh, he did. That's right. He did come up. Dennis did write his own memoirs too. His like sexual escapade memoirs.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, he could just read those to me, and I would just kind of laugh because they
I'm
were
not gonna
hilarious.
lie. Couldn't do it. It'd be too intense, bro.
He also filmed every sexual encounter he had
And
from
rated
the
them.
bottom. Like
And
the
rated them. Yeah.
the ankle.
Yes.
Me and my girlfriend are actually rewatching Always Sunny because she's never seen it. I've seen it. She hasn't seen it. And
She
the
died.
first episode comes out. It's just like, is the gang racist? And you're like, what the fuck? First episode.
Yeah.
But she's
First
hooked
one.
to it. She loves it.
Oh, there you
great.
go.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she doesn't get more overwhelmed from it.
You know what? I think it's because it's like so humorous,
Okay.
and like they cut to a lot of like they cut
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
to different things. Now, if they stayed in the scenes and like
Yes.
kept it going,
Yes.
I think then you probably get more overwhelmed. But since they kind of like say a joke and then they cut to the next scene or
Okay.
whatever, then I think that is probably the reason.
Also, the music is really light. So
Okay.
the music is really light, and I think that that's really important because they use the same 4 songs, like the same little jingles for every single
Yep.
episode. So like, and those kind of like cue you in on what to expect and make things
Oh.
light. But yeah, if the music was
That's pretty
different,
autistic there.
it would be very, very dark. Very dark. Yeah.
So that's a good thing for folks to pay attention to, is paying attention to the music and seeing the cues. It can help people regulate throughout the show. And also now I know
Absolutely.
when I'm luring people to my house and murdering them, just as long as I put on a show tune, they'll be fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just put your little speaker, Bluetooth speaker outside and
Yeah.
just set the mood.
Don't be
Never
wary.
gonna give you up.
Yeah.
Never gonna let you down.
Bro.
As you stab. Stab.
Small pivot.
Okay.
It's just hard for me to say hello to my clients when they come on Zoom. So I'm like, hello, Clarice. And my client's like, hello, Nas. And I'm like, do you even know what that's from? Because they're all like born in 2005.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. I said, just Google hello, Clarice, see what pulls up. And they're just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you do it with your video off? Because I feel like that would add an extra flavor of like,
You
creepy.
You should.
I'll do it to the kid on this weekend. Got it.
Then you gotta
Awesome,
do the
awesome.
you gotta do the
Yeah. That's,
Thank
Yes.
you for helping me
Some
traumatize my
beans.
young autistic women. They'll appreciate that. Yeah.
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 Women supporting women. I got you.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
But then they go to you and then they go to her.
That's right. We can just bounce
There
them
you
back
go.
and forth. Yep.
There you
Perfect.
go.
Yeah.
Hey, teamwork.
Easy.
I'm getting a whole
Makes the
house
dream work.
remodeled off of this.
That's right.
I could not. Back to the show. I could not work with Frank, bro. It's just too much like my dad. I can't wait to talk about it. It's just, other than him being a small person, like it's just pretty much my dad.
God, that guy done so much cocaine in real life and in the show.
My da-
Is like
Oh, I was
no,
I was
not
just
your
saying my
dad.
dad? Yeah,
no,
my dad.
Frank. Frank. Jesus Christ. You're like, wait a minute.
well, no, my dad's done cocaine too.
Jesus Christ.
No comments, man. No comments.
Anyways,
Back, yeah.
so
thanks, man.
Nas, who would you like to see from the gang?
Frank, stop doing the cocaine, Dad.
There'd be a lot of countertransference in those.
It would be a lot. I
Right.
could not work with any bald Arab-looking man. Can't. Nope.
He's so
your limit.
white.
No.
Danny DeVito is the most Italian man.
He's
ever.
Italian, but he kind of looks like my dad, Bro, I would love to work. I'm not gonna lie. People are probably like, nah, it's the autistic guy, Charlie. Fuck that. I want to work with Mac. Mac is so complex with so many different things. It would be fun to work with Dee, but also she's just a hot ass mess. But she's probably gonna be with you like long term. So financially,
yes.
you could pick Dee. Mac, he's probably not going to show up to half the shit, but like when he
That's
does show
correct.
up, you're going to make some adjustment. I feel like you can actually do some good work with Mac. It would be cool to work with most of them other than Dennis and Frank to me. Because I'm like, I can work with the
Everybody
three.
hates Dennis.
The other two, I'm just
Except
like,
for
we're not
Christina.
going anywhere.
I'll work with Dennis. It's fine.
You
Nobody
can,
will
you can work with Dennis. I know you like the troubled Utes.
And
Right.
I won't come back to work, the next day because he'll have killed me.
Yeah.
He'll
Fine.
filmed it from the
Fine.
Shit, a
bottom.
box.
yeah.
From the bottom.
Yes, he will.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rape me.
All
He'll rape
testes
me
there.
too.
Oh
Jesus
my God. You're not
Christ.
supposed to say this.
Rate.
Oh,
Rate.
thank God. Thank God. I was like, oh no, cut.
Rate.
I'm done.
T.
I'm going to go ahead and put my
Party.
panties on here. I'm
Yeah,
done.
yeah. Oh, like
Oh my
Jesus
gosh.
Christ.
Christina.
Yeah, the sexual assault therapist just
I
casually
know.
drops.
What are you
Casually
doing?
dropping that.
Girl, you get around a couple colors and you just lose your mind.
My people.
My
Let my
Jesus.
people go.
I feel like the police are gonna come. You can't be a white woman and say that word around colors. Let me tell you.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Fuck, dude. I'm getting like itchy and shit.
You're like, I haven't felt this shit since college.
I
Shit.
know.
What the fuck?
Real quick, do not say, anyone listening, do not say the word coloreds. We're saying that as sarcasm and humor. Please do
Also,
not
we're
say
colored, so
that.
we can say
Just
it.
making sure no white folks out there.
Also, don't casually drop rape.
Yeah.
No.
Well, thanks for saying it again. So
I know. You just this time I
Fine,
said it
that was
with
the
the
first
hard
time I
P.
said it.
what? Sure, Christina. Sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. We believe women
So-
here. So
Haven't believed a woman since '96.
should never taught him to read, but that's a different story.
Oh my God.
All right, Spencer, go.
All right. Let's get into the show. Let's get to Always Sunny. All right. So if you haven't watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia, please do. It is about these 5 people that are called the gang, and they're in Philadelphia, and they just have wild hijinks. They are like the most they're the most like just oblivious people at moments, right? But then at other times, they're very like enlightening, forthcoming. Like they have a lot of things to say. But for the most part, like they're just drunken idiots, right? And just
Very
causing
selfish.
havoc. Yeah,
Mhm.
just causing havoc through Philadelphia. The typical Philadelphian, let's be honest. I
Mhm.
mean, if you ever watch sports at all, Philadelphians,
They suck.
they go pretty crazy. Yes,
Yep.
they suck.
Yep.
They really suck. But yeah, so they're just out here and they're just doing all these different things. So the first scene that we're doing is all about the we got Frank, Dee, and Dennis, and they're all in this this therapist office, or is it psychologist? Therapist office.
Psychiatrist.
They're a
Psychiatrist.
doctor, yeah.
There you go. They're in a psychiatrist's office. And they're trying to get this guy, Psycho Pete, that they named, some pills, because I think he's borderline or that he's going to kill people. And the conversation that goes on with Dee and Dennis, just it's fantastic. Just a lot of things. If you haven't noticed, Dennis he's a psychopath. He's a psychopath. Like, let's be honest, he's just a psychopath. He's probably a serial killer. He's talked about the implications.
Mhm.
They'll come if, they know about the implications.
Mhm.
And so it's talking about how just how he's going to skin her and put her in a box. And it's hilarious because they're trying to get these pills for Psycho Pete, but at the same time, Dennis should probably be on some type of medication.
Mhm.
Some type of medication.
Or locked away, whatever.
Nah, you gotta just let him go. Just let him.
Hey, people with this diagnosis run for president, so I mean, it is what it is.
Hey,
Mhm.
they have orange skin.
Mhm.
Drop it. Jesus. But Kristina, I would love to know what made you want to pick this scene off all the scenes in Sunny.
Yeah. I think what I love about this scene is the fact that they're there to trick a psychiatrist into giving them meds that they think they need for somebody else. And while Dee is in the middle of acting horribly, obviously, of course, as usual, Dennis's real side comes out. And you get to see what he's really like. He is not acting or in that moment trying to get the medication. He is trying to silence Dee, and it is fucking hilarious because you literally see that, yeah, he's a little bit of a psychopath. But yeah, oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying a smidge. Yeah. He's
Oh, just a little
psychopath.
bit. Yeah, just a
Yeah.
tiny bit of a psychopath. Yeah, just a little. But I liked that scene for those reasons, and also like the scene after it when they're going back to the bar and they're gonna give, they got the meds, they're gonna give them to Psycho Pete. I It's hilarious that Dee says, or I think actually Dennis says that he got diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. And given the things he was saying, I have so many questions. One, what fucking psychiatrist did they go to where there's meds for borderline personality disorder? Is it a mood stabilizer? Excuse me. Is it an anxiety medication? Is it a antipsychotic? Like what is the medication that he has in his hand? But then also, what part of him saying that he's going to skin Dee and make her into skin luggage to add to his collection is part of borderline personality disorder? Like none of that, none of it. So I just thought that was really interesting that there was an absolute misdiagnosis. And my husband is well aware of how much this pisses me off because every time we watch that episode, I go, that's not fucking borderline. That's not borderline. And he's like, no one's listening. Like just give it up. But now someone is, so it's great.
See, look at us giving you a microphone to speak
A
to
platform.
because oh my God, I'm gonna channel Pat McAfee. The millions. It's like 5 people. And millions. Thank you, you 5 people of
Hey.
listeners.
We love you.
Yeah.
We love you, but I will cut you alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll skin you. Mm-hmm.
Yep, and put you on my mantle in a see-through cup.
Case. Up?
Well, not a cup, but like a vase. What did he
A
say?
chalice?
A chalice?
No, he didn't say. He said a box.
A box?
See-through
No,
box.
it's like a what's them things? What's them things? I see you drink out of sometimes. You drink out of them little cups that you can put the metal things on.
I'm not gonna help you out with this.
Oh, I fucking
I
hate
already
you.
know
I'm gonna
it
put you on
a mason jar.
a mason jar. A mason jar. Salim breaks into my room the other day and he's like, this was the fucking person that you guys were trying to figure out for 10 minutes on the podcast.
Oh,
I forgot. The
happens
Godfather.
all the time.
Real quick. Salim wanted me to say this, even though it won't head out till January. The actor that, or the wrestler that we talked about that was the pimp that came up with all the girls was called the Godfather.
Oh,
For
there
those
you
of you
go.
that listen, now you know. 3 months later.
I was gonna say, how many months later is that?
3 months.
Yeah, just in case you wanted to know. You
Yeah.
couldn't look
Well,
that up
so
in
also
like
shout
5
out to
seconds.
Salim for like always supporting
Yeah.
and always critiquing
Yeah.
me, fucker.
Idiot.
So why do you take this so personal? Why do you take this so personal, Kristina? Who cares if
Yeah,
it's a
so-
misdiagnosis?
Right? Yeah. So I actually had a diagnosis of borderline personality disorder when I had met the criteria when I was 14, got officially diagnosed when I was 20. Yes. I'm like, is that right? Yeah, 21. And so I mean, I know firsthand, personally, exactly what it's like to live with borderline personality disorder and experience the symptoms. And yes, there were times where I was angry enough that if you gave me a weapon, I probably would have tried to skin someone alive. And also, making threats about it probably would not have been on my list of things that I would have done. Like impulsive, maybe, but not premeditated. None of that. So,
I'm seeing the connection here now with you and Dennis. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
there it
yeah,
is. There
exactly.
it
This
is.
is why I want Dennis. Yep, I'm like, I see you.
You're me.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I think that, there was just a piece of me that I was just like, nope, that's not what it is. And also, I mean, for other people watching this show, I mean, this is a very popular show. And so, for other people who have the diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, who are not therapists, who maybe don't know the actual criteria for that, I don't want them thinking that like, you have to be an actual psychopath or have antisocial personality disorder to meet the criteria for borderline. That's just not fair. So they get, folks with borderline personality disorder get a bad enough rap as it is. And so, we don't need to add on top of that they're gonna, fucking skin people alive or threaten to do it.
There you go. I pushed you to talk about that because many folks on the spectrum get diagnosed with borderline first, specifically women. And
Yeah.
so, and I'll be like, girl, he's autistic. Well, I'm borderline. I don't know why she got a Southern accent, but I'm borderline, sir.
Borderline.
I'm borderline.
I'm borderline.
Sir, how
Give
dare
me a
you?
mint julep.
Go get my real therapist, boy. What?
Boy.
I am not talking to no nigger about my mind.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah.
Oh, oh
Them
my
fucking people from the South. God.
Oh my God. Love them though.
All racist.
Their voice, so sexual, so nice, right? But so racist. I love
But
it.
the things that come out of the mouth in the
I'm
accent,
like-
yeah, so not good.
You got a pretty mouth, boy. What?
You got
All right. I wanted to talk about autism seriously.
okay.
So a lot of my clients, I'm the one that spun us. So many of my clients will get diagnosed with it all the time. And then they watch something like that and they're going to think that they're a danger to people. And in actuality, most of my clients are a danger to themselves because of being dysregulated, deregulated, fear of rejection, being othered. And so they cope and they fit into this box of borderline because of the autism, because of their neurodivergence, because of the wiring in their brain, because society is horrific to our folks. We deregulate. A lot of folks of color get diagnosed as borderline. And is it actually borderline, or is it that none of us are taught on how to regulate? So many of us that are black and brown in these areas, tons of trauma, we blow up externally. A lot of white folks going to be a little bit more internally. A lot of poor folks externally. So are they all borderline, or is it just a shit ton of trauma for some of us? And so I hate that when the doctor's like borderline, I'm like, I think you read autism wrong, sir. That's not how you read autism. So I'm glad that you brought it up because it is very dangerous. And I get it's a show and it's comedy. Like, I'm the last person to fucking cancel anyone. Like, I don't give a shit. But it does fuck some people up. So I'm glad that you got a little angry about it. because I was like, it's inappropriate. And I hate when I hear it in the office all the time.
Yeah.
And when you finally actually do come across someone that's like legit borderline, which I did today, I'm like, oh, this isn't autism. This is something else.
Yeah, it's very clear. It's very clear what it is.
Very clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you know the difference? Like, how do you kind of tell that?
Do you want to, do you want to take it or do you want, okay. So so there is just so much overlap with like trauma, PTSD, borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder. I'm trying to think of the other one, narcissistic personality disorder. Cluster Bs, but like there's a lot of overlap. And also I think that when it comes to like autism and being on the spectrum, I would imagine that the overlap there is, the, like Nas said, it's like the emotional dysregulation. It might be like the anger outbursts. It might just be the inability to communicate or just trying really hard to just, I don't know, say or do something impulsive in that moment to get a need met. And also I think that one of them, borderline personality disorder, is 1,000% an attachment issue, and it has to do with extreme low self-esteem. The other one has to do with just an inability to regulate emotions. So while borderline also is an inability to regulate emotions, it comes from and stems from like low self-esteem, feeling totally worthless, and feeling like people are abandoning you or that they don't have a secure attachment. So do you have anything to add to that, Nas? Would that be?
I'm gonna just let the one talk, cause everyone wild and this is why I'm not gonna vote come out, cause I don't trust a woman. But in this case, I trust a woman. No, you actually said it.
Vote for me then.
You said it magnificently. I don't have anything to add to that because that was better than anything of shit I would have said. Thank you very much for your insight. Yeah, Spencer, that was really good. I'm glad we did that scene now. Look at us.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. All comes full circle.
That's that girl.
Circle. All right. So let's get into the first of the many therapy sessions that we have with the gang. First one that we're going to do is actually going to be the Charlie session, right? So if you don't know, Charlie, he's like a little kid, pretty much. He's like a little kid who stalks a barista.
True.
For somebody sees. But he's childlike, and it's not like it. Don't get me wrong, the stalking's creepy, but at the same time, he doesn't do it out of like creepiness. He just does it because he really likes her, and he doesn't know how to express that in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Right?
He's not dennising her. He's not like creeping on her. He's not trying to manipulate or take advantage. He literally genuinely is in love with her and just doesn't know how to express that.
And he's not trying to also sexualize her at all either. It's mostly just about, wow, I really like you for some reason.
Yeah,
I'm just
fascinated.
Like
I'm fascinated by you as well. Yeah.
And also fantasizes about it and like different realities, and not a sexual way, but just building a life and projects out. Very autistic. I actually forgot this. I'm glad you brought this up, Spencer. Many of my clients will find solace in what you just said.
Nice. So also, if you haven't seen the Dayman episode, it's also it might be a little like a little forthcoming of like what might have went on in his life. I don't know, but there's a lot of shit to unpack in that episode as well about that whole play that he does, the whole musical. But yeah,
my husband just told me the other day that the troll is supposed to be his mom. Did you know that?
No, that actually makes so much sense.
I know, that's what I said.
Because you have the uncle who's like a fucking pedophile.
Yes, a straight up pedophile, yes.
And then the mom who's like looking, who doesn't really give a fuck. She's just like, oh, Charlie, he's just being a nice uncle. And
she's literally like, if you give me vodka, right? Or if you give me something like money, but whatever, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I know, it blew
crazy.
my mind too. Thanks for validating that.
Yeah. No, that actually makes a lot of sense. Also, people just want to say like this show is just like, it's just all about comedy and stuff. It has like kind of deep layers.
It's leveled
to the show. Like all the guys that did this show, all the people that did this show, amazing. Just that really kind of making something into a comedy, but making it a little bit deeper than that. But so with Charlie's session, they're all having this therapy session, the whole gang. And we get Charlie, who talks about, oh, I have to do Charlie work, which is pretty much all the shitty jobs that you can do in any situation, whether that's like cleaning bathrooms, blood, slimy things.
Is he Mexican?
Killing rats.
Jesus
Jesus Christ.
I mean, they're in Philadelphia, so it's Mexican you get. I mean,
Okay.
you know,
All right.
you know. So we have this, and he says that you know what, I actually enjoy some of the Charlie work and stuff like that. They feels needed, wanted, and he also feels kind of validated the fact that he gets to do all this work and clean up after people. I think that Charlie also just has like too much love, right? That he is willing to give to people. But at the same time, I mean, he's probably like the worst set of people, or maybe the best set of people that he could be around, depending. You don't know, because, you know, maybe he just is like, maybe he doesn't want to be around people who are just like all the time, like, you're so great, Charlie. He's just like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like that. I just want to, you know, do all this stuff and then not be bothered by anybody.
He just wants to eat milk steak and go hunt for ghouls. That's all he wants to do.
Oh, milk steak and play. What was it, night crawlers?
Yeah, night crawlers. Yeah.
Yeah, where all they do is just sit in the bed and just wiggle around like night.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What a great show. So when we talk about Charlie, what about this scene kind of really spoke to you? What about Charlie kind of just really gets your mind going as a therapist?
I think there are, like you said, the show is so deep. There are so many layers. Like Charlie has mentioned, he's an abortion survivor. He was raised by a single mom. His mom, you know, was very emotionally absent because she was off doing perhaps prostitution. It's very unclear, but there's something weird. I think she was too. Something weird going on there.
No shame.
He just really
No shame.
No. Sex work,
know.
no shame at
No
all.
shame.
And also, I think that if it contributes to him having an emotionally absent mom, it's not great for Charlie.
Correct.
So I think that, yeah, when it just comes to like Charlie, his upbringing, he didn't have a dad, you know, he didn't really have any sort of person to like role model anything. I mean, truly, his only friend, I think, maybe I'm misremembering, but like his only friend growing up was Mac.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, him and Mac like went to elementary school together and stuff like that. Mac has his own slew of fucking issues. So it basically was just him and Mac as kids trying to figure out how to do life and, you know, get their needs met. And yeah, I mean, Charlie is just such an interesting person who really doesn't read social cues whatsoever, does not have any idea what's socially appropriate, or, you know, like he had the freaking dead pigeon in his pocket the whole time and he killed it, not because he's a psychopath like Dennis, who would purposely kill an animal and snap its neck, but like he
loved
just
it too much.
he loved it too much. He hugged it too tight and then it died. Like, and he didn't even know it died. He's like, oh,
I know. That's what happened to my exes too. It just happens with you.
Oh
I
my
know. It
God.
just-
Really a mice of men over here.
yeah. I mean, I loved her so much.
yeah. It was too much love.
Too much love. You can't.
Why is there so much
It's not
new
a
dirt
felony.
back here?
It's not a. Why is there so much dirt? It's like Shawshank back there in my backyard.
No, Shawshank. Jesus.
You're just a lover.
Just
You're a lover. It's fine.
I'm a lover. Just a good
Love's
old
too hard.
squeeze. It's just an autistic squeeze.
The puppy's necks were just so soft. What was I supposed to do?
Right?
Uh,
Fucking Lenny.
why else? Why else do you think he's autistic? Right? Why else do you think? Is there anything else?
His favorite comfort food is cheese. And that is like
It is.
that's all he eats. That's truly all he eats. He eats cheese and milk steak and I think jelly beans. Like he has very specific comfort foods and they're mostly all processed. And I mean, like that's fucking good on him. I'm sure if chicken nuggets were available, he would fucking do that, but his bar doesn't serve food. So, you know, that's what it is.
Also, kind of going into it, like he also talked about this too, where he's literally sleeping in the same bed as a guy with
Who may or may not be his father.
yeah, because there's this whole storyline with Frank about like he was the father and then like, his mom was the one who's got the abortion that didn't take or whatever, and you know, and of course Frank denies it like the whole time, and I was so surprised. Like it's one of those storylines that from my knowledge, never actually got like an ending to. Like there, it's just vaguely just like, yeah, he might be my dad, whatever. You know, just gonna keep
Yeah.
on rolling
No,
with
they
it because
find
I like him.
in the later episodes they go to Ireland. They find his dad.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's right.
No, they find his
did.
dad. His dad's in Ireland.
That's
Some
right.
random drunk.
Oh.
That's
I didn't know that.
right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that's in season 16. I totally
they
forgot
finally
about
wrapped
that.
it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never mind.
Sorry.
It's done.
Yeah. It just took them like
Damn.
10 years to get to it.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, we gotta wait for Ireland to get
We
to
gotta
this.
wait. We gotta
Just
wait. It's a
random
great
drunk.
excuse to go.
It is.
Fair. All right. Let's move on to the next one. We have Frankie D. Let's do, so he is talking about, and if you don't know Frank, he was, for the first season, he was supposed to be the father of Dennis and Dee, but then they find out that no, not the real dad.
Oh.
But yet he serves as like a pretty much a dad throughout everything, you know, supporting them financially and stuff like that. And we Frank's had a long life, right? Like when you first meet him, he just seems like this business guy who, you know, is just trying to get out of this marriage and stuff like that. But then as the seasons go on, his character development really keeps on going and going. And he talks about how, you know, he went to this nitwit school because he was kind of acting out and stuff like that. And then also because of his physical appearance, because back then they did not have they were not forthcoming with people who looked different. And so he went to this nitwit school, or like this mentally challenged kind of school, stuff like that. And now when he starts talking about, all of a sudden now he starts feeling these different emotions. The therapist unzipped him.
Yeah, unzip me, doc.
You unzip me. It's all coming back.
I'm not unzipping anyone in therapy. Let's be. Nas does not condone any. We keeping clothes on, baby girl. Spence puts on his perv glasses.
Hey.
Emotionally, no. I might, I might peep in. You know, I'm a peeper Tom, but I'm not an unzipper. You know, I'm gonna take all that back.
Oh my God. And then
what you peeping on, Tom? Damn.
Emotions.
Damn, Tom.
Emotions.
Let me look at those emotions.
Girl, you got
Let me
some
peep
firm,
on 'em.
Girl, you got some firm emotions.
Damn, you wear them right on your sleeve, don't you?
That's a
Yeah, you do.
thick emotion.
Oh God, you're making me sick. Jesus Christ.
Too thick.
And then Frank, he's talking about how he had this roommate who was a frog boy. Then we later find out that he's the frog boy.
Yep.
He does not have a roommate. And then he also had his first kiss from a lipless girl who put a bag over her head because she thought she was an astronaut.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God, she unalived herself?
She died. He said
Oh,
she
I didn't
died.
know that's how she died. I knew that's how she.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why I said
Oh,
it
that
was
got
sad. I was like,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
But it was hilarious for some reason. I don't know why. But you know, Frank.
She was
what are you
always
gonna
smiling because she had no lips.
do? Yeah,
And her mouth was still very much at play. That's what he
very
says.
much. Hey,
So
hey.
funny.
Hey. So as somebody who's actually seen the series and stuff like that, what do you think about Frank and like just his character development overall, and how now he's actually letting out these different emotions that
He
we
is
didn't think we'd ever see?
unmasking. He is
Yeah.
unmasking. The second that he divorces that woman, I mean, he gets to live his life in squalor, as he says, you know. And I think too, he finally gets to be around people who aren't using him for his money, and I think that kind of allows him to have his guard down. I mean, they kind of are. But I mean, mostly Charlie did a little bit in a couple episodes, but I mean, truly, Charlie just loves him for him. You know, Charlie just loves Frank, and so I think that he just gets to kind of be himself and let his hair grow, and it's just such a perfect image. The crazier he gets, like just the more unhinged he gets, just the more long his hair gets. It's just perfect. I love it.
Okay. What do you think as a therapist what would you do as a therapist if you were sitting down with Frank? Where would you go? How would you handle this?
Oh my God. If someone starts spitting pistachio shells in my fucking office, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose it. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to lose my mind. No, I think I definitely, so my problem with this therapist is she never got consents to see any of these folks, by the way. There was no informed consent. There was no signing of paperwork. There was no nothing. There was no saying, hey, this is going to be a one-off therapy session. I'm not responsible for anything that gets unzipped while, you're here. There's none of that. She just agreed to see them because Dee was upset and wanted to figure out who should do the dishes. Which I'm like, what the hell is going on with you? Also, if you've been seeing Dee that long and you've been hearing whether the stories are true or not, you should know from Dee by now that the people she's bringing to your office are not the sanest of people.
Yes.
And that you should be concerned and you should not want to see them individually. But yeah, so I think if for seeing Frank, I definitely would do EMDR with him. He has a lot of things to unpack. I also would have explored the frog kid more as maybe like, a coping skill of like being shanghaied upstate to a nitwit school for someone who has donkey brains, whatever he says. Like that frog kid was totally your coping mechanism. That's how you were able to cope and entertain yourself while you were shanghaied and you were away from your family or whatever the hell was happening in that school.
Reminds me of Moon Knight.
Oh yeah.
Well, so I'm not sure if you're, are you a Marvel nerd at all, Kristina, or no? So this character is Moon Knight. So he's one of these main characters, but he's kind of like the side plot ones. He's not like the Iron Man and all that shit. And horrific trauma story. Well, at least in the live action, horrific trauma story when the mother is just beating him mercilessly because there's this whole backstory where his brother dies and mom blames him. She goes through depression and horrifically beats him physically and emotionally. And when he went through that trauma, he dissociates and becomes like this other character. And so he ends up having dissociative identity disorder. And, most people don't become superheroes or villains or fucking Russian mobsters or whatever the hell the other alters are. It's pretty intense. So it reminds me of Moon Knight, what you just said, the frog man. He goes somewhere else to protect himself.
I'm definitely going to watch that, by the way. That sounds super interesting.
It's really good.
I love that. I love dissociative identity disorder. It is so fascinating.
You will love it.
I love it.
You will love it. And rarely do we get to see any representation of like Middle Eastern people. A lot of stuff in Egypt. I mean, some of the music is so beautiful. Me and Spencer did a podcast on it just for the meditation of it. We did a full meditation throughout.
We should probably get back to that one, honestly, because that was in like the early days.
It was.
And I think it'd be really cool to kind of revisit that story again, because although it starts off, you're like, what the fuck is happening here?
Takes a while.
Yeah.
It does. It takes a little bit. It takes a few episodes, but you get a really good sense of it and the ending and stuff. It's a really great show.
Magnificent.
And I can't wait for season 2.
I can't wait. And the actor, right? Award winner, fucking what's homeboy's name? Isaac what?
Isaac. Oh my gosh.
I hate that I forgot it. We always do this.
I know.
Also gorgeous.
3 months later, we'll figure it out.
The guy from Star Wars.
Isaac. Oh my God. Why is everything Isaac Hayes? No. Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. I was close, people. Yeah. I was close.
I had the last name.
So, Frank, okay, that's what you would do. I told you I couldn't take him, man. He's just, when he unpacked, he's like my dad, like a stone cold soldier as my dad's gotten older. And unpacked a lot of trauma and talked to me about a lot of things, right? And like, we're moving through some stuff. And so the other day I don't care if my father, I'm not getting consent for this. I have a homie come over. One of my coworkers, an Asian dude, he's from China. I'm going to get into a story about that real quick. It's going to get real funny, Spencer. And he's a therapist, right? And it's awesome. And I had this guy come over because I tease him a lot at work. And I was like, hey, man, I don't actually hate you. Like, come on over. Let's eat some food, meet the family. Because I'm quite mean to him.
Oh, my God.
So we're talking, we're hanging out, just spilling tea on how much we hate our jobs. And my dad comes out, he talks, and next thing you know, we're talking about immigration. And my father's talking about his family coming over, right? And my grandpa bringing over, a lot of folks from Lebanon, from Palestine, bringing over a lot of folks, right? And he talks about, hey, kid, do you want to go back to your country or do you want to stay here in the States or what's your family want to do? And My father talks about how my grandpa loved it here in the States, and he brought over tons of people, but then his brother got murdered. And my father and my brother ended up seeing, right, the body and the blood and all that. It was horrific. And my father, as soon as he started even talking about it, he gets choked up. And I knew as soon as he got on it, I already started crying before my father even got choked up. So my father's like crying in front of this dude. I'm like, God damn it. No, I'm crying. The other dude's just looking at us. I'm like, just welcome to the family, kid.
Right.
We're some emotional motherfuckers in here, man. And I bring this up because, right, Frank, like a soldier, very much zipped, but also very much emotional and like has a ton of trauma, wants to talk about things, never really has a safe space to talk about things. And you got folks like me and my pops where we will say some stuff if we feel safe with you. And it's just, I relate the two because right, they're kind of crazy and old. And my dad was a wee little person. You know, it'd be, you know, even closer. Yeah, I'm going to cancel for that one. Funny story. Here's a funny, really, really funny story. Pops is like, I never met none of you peoples.
Oh my
God. I was like, yeah, what you mean? What you trying to say? You know, you right from China, huh? And my friend is just looking at him like,
Yeah.
Yeah, Nas doesn't bring a lot of the Asians over,
No.
apparently.
Apparently not.
my dad was like, you the first one I've ever met. And he's like, I'm honored, sir. He's like, it was fantastic.
Fantastic. I love your
represent
food.
all of China.
You represent all of China. That dude ain't never coming over. I'll tell you that. The funny thing is, you know, he's not a very like American masculine dude. So we were watching some football, right? I offered him some whiskey, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey man, come over to my room. I'm going to show you what I'm going to have you hold one of my guns.
Oh.
And then
like,
he said, hey, he told my dad, he's like, he made me hold one of his guns after he got done drinking whiskey, sir.
It's a little traumatizing.
I said, hey, ain't nothing more American than that, boy.
Right.
That's right. Going to come back to my room and steal my gun. What?
Yeah, and that's not a sexual reference either.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Hold my pistol.
Hold the little one. Wait, what? I think I want to.
Yep. I had to say that, man. That shit was wild when it came over. Last thing.
Yeah.
He comes over. I got to say this for the pod. He said, he walks in my house. He goes, nah. So I said, well, he said, I didn't expect your house to look like this. I said, what you talking about? He said, you know, I just expected it to be different. I said, different how? I said, well, I said, choose your words carefully while you're in my house now, boy. And he's like, I just expected it to be dirtier because you were painting. I said, yeah, you wanted to say something else. Because I mask at work and I'm funny and I'm goofy, I'm masculine. I mean, you know, I think he thought it was going to be more poor, more dirty, more frat boy,
more African art.
Yeah,
it's because you're black.
Because I'm black, you know. And he comes
where's
over,
the African architecture?
nice house in the burbs, and he's like, "What? This is fucking nice." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck you, little fucking." I'm gonna deport your ass, little fucker.
Jesus Christ.
Can't wait till Trump takes office and kicks you people out. Fuck you, man.
Oh my God.
Piece of shit.
I love China. All right.
I love. Ooh, let's not get into more stuff because we're gonna get canceled for real.
Yeah. All right, next scene.
MSG.
Oh.
Do not smile. But we're gonna pivot and we're gonna go into the other scenes now. I just had to share that story with Pop. Shit was wild, bro. It was wild.
Did you?
He's like, you people. I was like, Dad, no. He's like, Dad was like, you got no accent, young man. I was like, oh fuck.
He's gonna be real happy you're bringing this up right now.
He microaggressed the fuck out of that kid.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's never coming over.
No,
again.
it's fine. It's okay.
All right.
We'll make egg rolls out of him later.
Keeps that going. Just keeps that going.
I'm gonna delete this.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I forgot.
I'm not.
All right. So next one. Next one is Mac, right? This is Mac's session. This is the one. So we're gonna break it up kind of like this. Like, all right, Nas, you wanted to, have Mac as a client, right? And so what Mac kind of discusses with the therapist here is talks about his body dysmorphia. There's a little sprinkle of being gay, in there, even though throughout the whole series, it's like you're gay, but you just don't realize it, and or you don't want to actually, you know, face that yet in your
Mhm.
life. Um, and then he also talks about this thing of he wants to be scary, right? He wants to be threatening. Um, Naz, I would love for you to talk about how just kind of the opposite maybe, or maybe you still kind of have maybe those feelings too sometimes of where you're like, I can, even though I'm a big guy and things like, and I'm a person of color, I can use that to like my advantage so that then if I don't want to be around certain people, I don't have to because I can use my physique as something to kind of get away from that. But would love to know, Naz, a little bit more, just kind of like what are your thoughts on Mac and like his thoughts about being bigger, being scarier?
There's benefits to it, right? Let's be real now. When I walk down the street, sometimes I forget that people are scared of me. I don't need to be scared of them. I remember walking down when because I do a lot of traveling. So we're walking down in the streets of London. And it was real late at night, right? I went to go get something. Celine was in the hotel. And I remember this little white lady was behind me. I'm like, this bitch about to kill me. And I'm like, wait a minute, she probably fucking terrified of me. Why am I terrified of this little white lady? So it pays to be big, dude. It's a privilege, man. Right? I'm not the one to probably going to get perpetrated violence against me. I'm probably not going to get kidnapped, intimidating, frightening, dude of color. Like I'm not the victim that someone would select. I can use my size to be more feminine. So I can make myself more feminine to fit into certain spaces, to be jovial, and no one questions my masculinity or my sexuality because they always treat me with respect. What's up, big man? Always treated with respect, no matter where I go. How you doing, sir? Always. So I can act goofy and still get respect, where someone that's smaller than me cannot do that, even if they are male, cannot do that. And women sure as fuck can't do that. You act goofy, then I'm like, girl, you dumb as hell. I act goofy and I switch my voice to a deeper voice. You're like, oh, damn. It's a magnificent thing. Also, you know, I'm safe, right? I'm in every place I go. I'm always safe. Doesn't matter if I'm in the hood, white spaces, I'm safe because of my size, but in certain places based on culture and race, right, then I'm not safe because, you know, people might want to harm me, whatever. But, you know, it's got disadvantages. It's got disadvantages when it comes to maybe health at times, right? Being taller, being bigger boy, more muscle, more fat. Got disadvantages when it comes to being around officers, right? Me and Spence, well, I got pulled over when me and Spence were coming back from Canada. And the officer was like, I need you to get in my car. And Spence was like, is Nas about to die? Like, I was prepared to die. Like, for real, Spence. I was like, I'm about to die. It's fine.
Yeah. I'll be honest, though. The officer,
cool as shit.
He was cool. He
cool
was really
shit.
cool. Yeah. And then Salim was also, like, he was like, uh-oh. Like, he didn't say, once you got out of the car, then he was kind of like,
oh, I'm sure Salim was starting like a motherfucker. I'm sure his Tourette's kicked up. But he's also autistic, has Tourette's. Everyone knows that in pod. But man, when I stepped out, bro, I was like, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
But then when we got in the car, I'm like, oh, okay, we're good. But when we were walking out, bro, I was like, oh, it's about to go so wrong. Like, why is he getting me out of the car?
It's such a weird thing. He's like, oh, in order for me to like give you a ticket, I have to have you in my car.
No.
Or like, you know, I have to make sure, like, I have to look up your information with you in the car just in case. And I'm like, I've never heard of that in my life.
I guess in South Dakota, it's a thing that they do.
Yeah.
But right, I've never had that experience anywhere else in the world. He's like, yeah, you're gonna need to be in my car. I'm like, damn, okay, this is happening. So your body could be in danger for certain things. But it's awesome, man. So when Mac wants to stay big because of that power, it's a magnificent thing. When I was losing weight in high school, it actually sucked trying to play college football and then getting pushed around. So now I put on more weight so I can, you know, be more masculine again. So I'm not getting pushed around. So I get what Mac was going through. I'll say this. Now, if I was his therapist, because I'm going to kick it to her and then we can finish. If I was his therapist, man, I just want to love dude, man. Like, show him it's okay to be soft, feminine, masculine. You know, you don't have to look a certain way to be queer. You don't have to look a certain way to be strong. He keeps trying to change his body, this and that. And he doesn't get love from a lot of places. He's like legit a good dude. And I think a lot of work could be done with anyone that struggles with his issues when it comes to sexuality, people teasing him feeling stupid throughout the show, right? There's just a lot of bad identity stuff. And so those are a lot of my clients that are neurodivergent or autistic, Spence. And a lot of them got a lot of bad body dysmorphia, Spence, because they're either overeating or they're undereating. Like one of my clients always says, Nas, if you're a power lifter or bodybuilder, you're either autistic as shit or you're racist. I'm like, girl, ain't that the truth?
What about both?
She says, you can be both too. I said, yep. She said
Autistic
that.
and racism. That's probably not good because they're going to constantly get to you.
Hey, well, some of them are, but most of them good folks. And so, right, I was just like, this dude could be autistic as fuck too, man. But also could be a ton of trauma. So I would like to work with him because he needs a good therapist. And I feel like he needs a dude. He needs a dude masculine therapist because he's been traumatized from dudes.
Yeah,
absolutely. And he would not respect a female therapist enough to come consistently to session.
Yep.
And I mean, the way he idolizes his dad and would do anything for his dad, including like shove, cocaine or whatever, meth up his ass or whatever it is that his dad wants him to do. Yeah. Heroin. Yeah. I mean, he needs a strong, healthy, masculine role model.
Yep.
And that can be his therapist.
Yeah, and a little bit of backstory there too is like his dad in prison for most of his life, and then also his mom was very, I would say, neglectful because all she did was just sit in her chair and smoke and watch TV.
Yep.
Didn't really pay him any attention. Didn't give him any love. Just kind of was just meh there, and that's why like him and Charlie really bonded because they both don't really have parents in their lives, so now they're kind of just together going through life without kind of guidance from older people. So
facts.
Yeah, and Mac is really, really good at coming up with ideas very quickly. Like he is like the go-to idea person in the group. And I mean, it's because growing up, he had to. His mom didn't do anything. She sat on her ass smoking cigarettes the whole time. Didn't give him any verbal confirmation, no conversations, nothing. If he wanted something done, he had to formulate the plan and do it himself.
So sad. Yeah, that's why I love that guy, man. It's just a sad story. The kid just needs some love.
Yeah.
That's it. Just need some love. One of my clients the other day, they said, so what's the cure for this? I said, years of good love. And, they got repulsion stuff when it comes to like intimacy, emotional or just connection. I'm like, you just need some good love. That's all you need. You need a long hug. And they're just like, I fucking hate you.
That's awesome.
Girl, let me love you, girl.
Well, you're gonna end up in Nas's fucking backyard if he loves you too hard. We've learned. So
hey, put some Tabasco on it.
What?
Hello, Clarice.
Oh my god. And then
is it Taco Tuesday? I know I have a Mexican girlfriend. Okay. Sorry.
As you bring that up, we also talk about how he actually goes for a religious angle too. Like he's very Christian.
Yeah, she can speak on those things.
Or Catholic.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, absolutely. And again, that's his role model. He's looking up to the big guy, right? This entity, this whatever is supposed to give him unconditional love, unconditional support. He's supposed to be there with him all the time. Like this is why religion is his thing.
There you go.
And as his character develops and as he actually comes into himself, like comes to, peace with his identity of I am a gay man. It's interesting how that religion piece then falls away. And it's not because gay people can't be, religious. It's because he was using religion as I don't know, angle to be like, oh no, this is who I am. This is my identity. This is what I want to aspire to. This is what, fills my cup. And it's like, is it though? I don't know.
Hey, I mean, we know tons of people that try to latch onto something to find themselves, right? We all do that. And then how to have a diagnosis with that. We just all are trying to do that throughout life. And sometimes we get latched onto the wrong shit.
Absolutely.
Yep. And then that ends up taking over. And then, we break out of it. We find something else or we get bored of it. It happens. It happens. I can't remember. Are any of them else religious or no? Is it just him?
Just him. except for like Cricket, who was really, he was
Oh
like a
my God.
priest,
Fucking
and then
Oh
Cricket.
yeah.
and then he stopped being a priest because he wanted to be with Dee, and she was like,
Mhm.
"No, never mind. I don't want
She
to be with you."
literally confessed her love to him at a
Yeah,
confession booth,
she did.
basically. And
Yeah.
then like was just like, oh, but I think you're a really nice guy. Like,
She
she
was
like
just
gave him
doing
her
it.
life.
She was just doing it because they said like, "Oh, Cricket's not gonna fall in love with you.
Totally.
He's
Oh,
not gonna do it." Like all the gang was like, pretty much just like, "No, he's not gonna do it." And then she just keeps on trying. He finally gives her that love. She's like, "Never
that's
She did it
mind."
for
so
an ego boost because she's an
fucked up.
asshole.
She
Yeah.
is. She's an
Yeah.
asshole.
No,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
yeah. It is what it is. She needs some good love. She needs some good Southern love. You
Oh,
know.
hey, I'm not saying assholes don't deserve some loving.
All right.
It's like
Number 4.
like a circle.
No more circles. All right. Number 4. Oh, God damn it. So next we have dentist. 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 Dentist.
Gonna need a dentist after
and
all that butt love.
that doesn't even make sense. You're
It
an
does
idiot.
because you're just eating butt.
Oh,
Your teeth need a bleaching.
God damn it. No.
At least your teeth are white.
Yeah. And brown at the same time. Makes no sense.
Your breath smell like shit.
I always smell like bleach and shit. That doesn't, it's not a good combo.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we have Dennis who's in the therapist's office, and he actually starts it off by having his own notes of the gang, breaking their their mental health down, just breaking them down. And he's saying to the therapist, "Hey, we're on the same level here. I am a cohort. I'm not a client. I'm not, a patient. I am on the same level as you." And I just kind of want to talk about this for both of you. Like, what about, like, have you had people who try to, take over sessions, and they think like they either are on your level or on the same level in terms of just knowledge and stuff like that? And how do you like combat that? How do you make sure to make, like, say like this is our space, but at the same time it's my space too, and I'm the one kind of leading the charge here, essentially. How do you kind of deal with that?
I mean, I reframe it as like they're an expert on them.
Mm,
I'm not at all. Like if they want to be an expert in terms of like if they want to be on the same level as me, and I'm not a huge fan of power differentials. Like I have a degree. Like that doesn't make me better, or more equipped to know you than you. So I think that when it comes to trying to think, like giving them the space, because what it is, I mean, they're just trying to get power. They're just trying to get control. And it's not in a malicious way. They just feel like they can't trust the therapist. I'm assuming if it was somebody that I've dealt with in the past, this is kind of what I experienced. They either don't trust me yet, which is totally fine, as long as they're willing to build trust and invest in building trust with me in the future. And that they just feel like either I'm not listening maybe, or I'm not I don't know, addressing the issues the way that they want to be addressed, or that maybe they feel threatened because I do have more education, or I'm the person that they're coming to for help, therefore they're in a more vulnerable role. Maybe they just feel that's threatening. But I would kind of just take a step back and let them kind of run the show for a little bit, just to observe, to see exactly what is the angle that they're trying to get at. Like, what are they trying to do with this sort of power play? And then I just kind of figure out, like, if they truly believe that they are the expert, that they, are on my level, then I would ask, I'd be like, then what am I doing here? Or like, how can I help you then? Because I don't want to overstep. And also I'm here to help you. So how can I do that?
Never had a client like that before, Spence, who was that grandiose about like doing their thing and breaking people down or trying to take control of my sessions. But I have had people that are extremely much more, I'm trying to use a bunch of stupid words, extremely highly intelligent, super power differential, Motherfuckers be smart as fuck in my office. We're talking Purdue University. We're talking one of the smartest of the smartest of the smart. We're talking like the NBA, NFL, fucking super fucking heroes of like engineering, Spence. I cannot compete with these motherfuckers and some of their philosophical like stuff, Spence. I'll be like, look, homie, you're going to have to dumb it down. And I let a lot of people run in circles and do their thing, Spence. And hey, you the boss. What's up, boss? I tell people all the time, what's up, boss? And I will have Spence, a lot of autistic folks, obviously. I'll guide them in a couple things I want to do, like 1, 2, 3. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to kick it to you. What do you want to do? Because you're going to get a lot of autistic folks that are going to want to navigate the situation, Spence. Pull it right this way, this way. I'm like, all right, but we got to talk about this, this, and this. But it's my session. I want to do this. I'm like, okay. But I got to make sure that it's therapeutic enough. And like, so, and I got to make sure that they're feeling heard and listened to. And sometimes that can be interesting because folks will keep pulling away towards something that I don't feel like is leading anything. And I'll let them venture off into some stuff. You know, I get combative stuff all the time, right? I mean, I was in a session today where I was like, homie, like, what's up? I don't even know what you're here for. I know what you're here for because there's all these different things. I don't know how therapy and you talking to me is going to help unless we're just venting. But like, I'm about to social work your ass right now. So I'm about to set up all these resources and do all these things. So I'm going to hop on my computer right now and get some shit done. Are you okay with that? And they're like, hell yeah. I'm like, let's do it. And I went on the computer and like, I took charge in a different way, Spence, because I couldn't figure out what they were there for. But they were like, I need to be here. And I was like, well, logically, you're fucking locked in. So I guess I'm just a support. But I think there's so much other violent stuff going on. I'm going to hook you up with the women that are like, this is their specialty. And you can get ongoing support and a bunch of other legal services and other things along paired with me. So it just depends, Spence. Thankfully, I've never had anyone as horrific as him and antisocial and psychopathic as him. I've had some antisocial clients, of course. Had a lot of demanding autistic individuals. I've had folks that have freaked out on me because we talked about one thing and they deregulated and they fucking lost their beans on me. That's happened. But then we just waited out. And the funny thing is that individual I'm obviously thinking of now, I also thought about them earlier today. I pulled out my Pokemon book today of all the characters, and it's just fucking hilarious. I thought about the kid twice in one day. He's like, Naz, I want to talk about this. And so I beat it around the bush for a while and then went back to that topic. I fucking told you. I was like, oh, shit. And I knew from that day to never fuck with homeboy when he said don't. Because a lot of people you can push, and you can push, and you can push. Sure. Certain people, Spence, fuck around, find out. Fuck around, find out.
Found out. Yeah.
Oh, I found out. I found out that bipolar side of the autism that comes out. So yes, Spence, luckily to not have that, but I've had the conversations. I'm not a big power dynamic folk. Hey man, you strapping it on, motherfucker? Go ahead, do your thing, you know. Yeah, I'll take a lick. I'll let you unzip it.
Oh no.
Let's get out of here. Let's Kristina.
Oh, come to me, right?
You're up. Strap on. Let's go.
Strap on. Strap up. Strap
Put it on. Let's go.
Yep.
Strap up.
Stir it up. Dip it. So, did we go over all the people already, or was that it?
No. So we have one more,
there's
which
one
is
more.
going to be D.
Oh, it's D. Yeah. So
yeah.
She always gets forgotten. So sad.
Every time because she's a bird.
Because she's a bird.
Yeah.
She is a bird.
A dumb, flightless bird. That's what they say.
That's true. And here's the thing, right? And I like how Dennis and Dee are kind of next to each other because so backstory a little bit too is that with their mom who passed away in like season 1 or 2, the thing was that like with Dee, she was always trying to seek out some type of validation from her mom or just being seen from her mom, while Dennis was getting all the attention because he was the younger brother. And anytime they would argue, the mom would be on Dennis's side rather than Dee's side. And so we can really see both of those things playing out with each character. Obviously, with Dennis, he went more of like, well, I've gotten pretty much all the love I need in my life. Now it's time to be a serial killer. And then with D, it's more about she wants to like just get that approval, and then she's also like very needy of that love and what she wants because she's never really had it before.
She seems more borderliney, right? She seems a little bit more borderliney. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, yeah, truly. Like, there's a couple things. I'm trying to think of like specific criteria for her. Like, there's definitely impulsivity, definitely mood swings, definitely. I'm almost thinking
Unstable
she might be
relationships.
she might be histrionic just because she uses
They try to get the attention.
her body and sex in such a way to get that need met.
There you
Whereas
go.
borderline personality disorder is, I mean, you just want somebody. You don't want you can use sex if you want to feel validated, to feel like your love needed, but it's not about sex. It's about, just if I have somebody loves me, therefore I am lovable kind of thing.
Yep.
So I'm almost thinking D is histrionic, but yeah, I mean, yeah, there's something going on. And also, this is kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't want to put her in a box. I don't want to totally diagnose her because I think that, over diagnosing is really like difficult and it's just not great to put people in boxes. I mean, but yeah, I mean, she has a lot of stuff going on. And I mean, in terms of what your comment was, Spencer, with like, what's his name? Dennis being the younger brother, they're twins. And, but you're right, he is the younger of the twin. And the reason why we know that is because her mom called D first is worse.
Yeah.
Like, that's how we know.
Yeah, her
like,
mom was terrible.
Terrible. Horrible.
They all just have terrible parents, huh? That's just.
They really do. And that's why they bond. That's why they bond. It's great.
So, Kristina, what are you trying to tell us, man? You know, what do you I know it's your comfort show. What are you trying to tell us? Are you doing okay? You doing?
I'm doing great because I have comfort in my friends from. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
There you go.
Your imaginary friends. Well,
my imaginary friends.
Imagination.
I guess
so everything.
That's the common link, huh? Is that they're all fucked up from their family. It's definitely a trauma bond. Spencer was getting to this earlier. How would you do therapy with like D? And what do you find most interesting about what she said in therapy?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, this particular scene is another one where I'm like, oh my gosh. If I was the therapist in that situation, I absolutely, when D is saying, tell me I'm good, tell me I'm good, tell me I'm good, that is the last fucking thing that I would say to her. I would not say, you're good, because she's telling me to say that. That is the last thing I would do. And also, I mean, I totally understand if we look at the whole thing in context, like I'm sure the therapist was fucking done for the day, checked out, like I'm done with this shit. I'll say anything you want to get you the hell out of my office. So like, I understand that piece, but also that is the last thing I would do. I would absolutely not do that. And yeah, I would just have a lot more conversations on, again, like what are you getting out of therapy? Like, what is this exactly?
Why is she lying to you? Like, what are you getting out of lying? I would love to actually work with her, but I wouldn't because it would just be too much. I told you. And I don't need your shit right now. But my God, there would be so much stuff to work on. Like, why are you coming in here just all this bullshit? Like, I would be so blunt and straightforward with her. She would either fucking hate me immediately or she would love me immediately based on me calling her out.
She would hate you. She would hate you.
Yeah, she doesn't like the straightforward shit.
Oh, there
She's
you
just
go.
like, it's once again, it's all about the control. Like they're all about like control and power dynamics.
Okay.
Like especially Dennis and Dee, I think because they're from Frank, who's also that power dynamic, and their mom power dynamic. So it's like they both have that, and they want to be in control of everything all the time. But it's like you're not going to be able to do that in like a therapy session all the time.
No,
because you also have to like work on yourself, and like controlling everything just means that you're going to be masking and just,
so unauthentic. That unauthentic shit kills me in therapy, bro. Kills me.
Oh yeah, it's awful. It's horrible because it's literally like, what in the fuck are we doing here?
Yep.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, because Kristina don't know how to love people, right? I mean, you're withholding mom. You're causing autism. That's what you're causing. The withholding moms.
You are the vaccine of people.
Yeah, you're the one causing the autism in the population.
Just me.
Yep.
It's my fault.
Just you. Just you.
And that's obviously for the sarcasm for a lot of folks, right? It used to be known autism as like the unloving mother disease, and they would blame it on the women, and that's why the kid couldn't like fucking function or be normal because the mom was like depressed or unloving or horrible. Obviously, that's complete bullshit. Mom probably had fucking postpartum and was probably autistic herself. But besides the point. But I thought it'd be funny to make that joke. So between those two assholes, we love a good asshole. But those two, like, why would you pick those two to work with? Like you said, you would pick Dennis as number one. Could you withstand that? I get you got like this superhuman power as a therapist and you can compartmentalize and put them in their little office, right? It would seem like it would take so much energy, or maybe not. Maybe you would just let them talk shit and you would have fun.
Yeah, I think that's what it would be. It would be like letting them have free reign, obviously not killing me or skinning me alive. They would have free reign for the most part. And then I would try to rein it in, right? And then if I interject, some control or like, hey, maybe let's fucking look at this a little bit closer. I would then kind of test their resistance. They would probably have a lot. And then I'd be like, you know what? This was fun while it lasted. I don't think I'm the right therapist for you. I think actually maybe you're not ready for a therapist. But yeah, I definitely think that working with Dennis would be more entertaining than working with
This is
D.
fun.
Yeah. Well, and especially, and I don't know if we show this part, but at the very end, D asks like, so who or I guess all of them come in and they go, we're fucking done, lady. You've interviewed all of us. Like you fucked all of us up. Like who is doing the damn dishes? And like she gets pressured and she goes, D, do the fucking dishes. The therapist says this. And then D just has a fucking episode and has brought all the dirty dishes to the therapist's office, and the episode ends with her fucking throwing the dishes down on the therapist's like floor, and then it's just shattering plates, shattering empty beer bottles, fucking everywhere. And the therapist is just sitting there like just dissociated as fuck, just checked out, and is just like, I'm over this. Like it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that's why I wouldn't want D, because D is capable of that.
Oh my God, this show's so fucking overwhelming, bro. This is just too much.
It's the best show ever.
It's too much. This shit is
It's
like
so
this
good.
is like the Bear on fucking meth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on crack because they smoke crack
There
in
you
the
go.
show.
This is the Bear on crack.
Mhm.
This is what this is.
Mhm.
This is
Smoke crack.
literally my fucking nightmare.
Because you are crackheads, children.
You are crackheads. Oh my God. The fact that they had on national television them smoking crack is
Yep.
the most hilarious thing ever. They become crackheads.
Well, and Charlie, and obviously this is as intense as smoking crack, but like, Charlie huffs glue all the time. That's how he copes with reality, is that he literally doesn't know what is reality and what's not. Now, whether that's the autism of the glue or a little mix of both, I'm sure that's what's happening for him. But like, he does not know what reality is because he is high as fuck on glue all the time.
So we're gonna pivot glue and talk about our clients that are smoking too much fucking pot. Cut out some of the pot, asshole. If you're smoking pot 24/7, you're not obviously in reality. Nas, I can't sleep.
Man.
It's natural. It's my ass. Told this client today, I'm like, you're coping, you fucking coward. So stop smoking every fucking night. You're being a coward. You grown ass man, deal with this shit and cry. You're going through grief. And at the end, I go, I'm sorry for being tough. I was like, bro, I'm sorry for being tough. And he's like, I needed it, Nas. I'm like, I love you, right, dog? He's like, I got you, man.
Mm-hmm. Those are the best kind of therapists, truly. Like those are the best kind. The ones that are not fucking rude. The ones that are like, you are fucking this up for yourself. This is what you need to be doing. Like, do it. I know that you can.
I know you know what to do.
I know that you know what to do, and you're totally capable of doing it. You're just in your own way right now.
Your own way. And I don't care about you smoking weed. But you're doing it too much, goddammit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ah,
I'm not a cool therapist. I'm definitely one that's like, yeah, you can't be smoking. You can't be smoking that much weed. In fact, you can't really be smoking any weed. And like when I talk about EMDR, especially too, like I make sure that if they are prescribed benzodiazepines, they are not to take them right before our session. They're
facts.
more than welcome to take them afterwards, but they cannot take them before. If they are on any sort of like sedating medications or heavy like
Yep.
just like heavier medications, I'm like, let's figure out a time where it lines up with your med schedule that you're taking them afterwards.
Good point.
They cannot be under the influence. They cannot drink alcohol the night before. That's my rule.
Okay.
I don't know if it's science based, but I'm like, I don't want you coming in with any alcohol in your system when we're processing deep shit.
Yep.
And yeah, absolutely no weed. Absolutely none the night before. Do not smoke coming in. If you do, I'm just going to send you home.
I like this one. I love when they come in a little sleep deprived, Spence,
Yeah.
because they can't mask and lie and bullshit, Spence,
Yeah.
and they lose all ability to mask and control. And I ask stuff, and they're just like blah 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 blah. I'm like, I got you some bitch.
Mhm. Yeah.
Talking now.
Yeah, you're talking
Yeah.
now. But when they're a little tired in the morning or like later in the day, of course, not extremely tired, not like 3 hours in fucking a week and like they're having insomnia. Cause now we're like, okay, kid,
Mhm.
you might be having psychosis.
Yeah, you're not in reality.
No.
You need to go
No.
get
But
some
with
sleep.
a little sleep device, Spence, all that bullshit kind of fades away. It's kind of like you got a couple drinks in you, right? That mask comes off. But I don't want you to have no drinks in you.
Mm-hmm.
But when they come tired, I got a student the other day that woke up late and they had a smidge of a hangover. And I'm like, why are we doing this on fucking Saturday mornings? Like,
Yeah.
this doesn't work.
Fun.
No. When you're
I
sitting
can't
there
think of
like,
something more horrible. That sounds awful.
It's the best time ever.
yeah, it takes like 30 minutes for some people to wake up. I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, good points. I'm glad you made some of those points. I'm gonna kick it back over to Spence.
All right. Yeah. I mean, that's everybody. We're done. Yeah. So thank you, Christine, for coming on. Can you give us some plugs, some socials, where can people find you? Where can people seek out some therapy?
What state are you in? Are you getting taking clients? What's can people unzip in front of you?
Please do not keep your fucking pants and zippers up. Thank you so much.
We were talking about emotional
emotions. I'm sorry you can't handle my emotions.
Yeah, or dicks.
Yeah.
Oh my God, sir. I'm deleting that.
It.
I'm deleting that. That was horrible.
And now people are supposed to contact me. No.
Yeah.
So my Instagram is at Health Insight Counseling. That's my private practice, Health Insight Counseling. I am not currently taking clients.
Okay.
I do not use my social media platform for getting clients.
Yep.
I literally created it because the world needs fucking funny therapist videos. Like that is the only reason why I have my account. I also like to plug in, every two reels, there's one actual like psychoeducation component to it because I love nerding out on shit. I love it. And especially with ADHD, to have a nice little fancy square where you can just like instantly learn new information. I'm like, oh my God, this is magical. So that's like my public service for people. Like, there you go. Learn something about whatever. So just find me on Instagram, and if you want to see me for therapy, you're probably gonna have to wait because I have a wait list. Sorry, guys.
What state though? What state?
Oh, I'm in Washington State. Mhm.
Okay, because I got a list of therapists that we recommend on the pod and the website, so I'll be adding you to that.
Oh, perfect. That's awesome.
And if they got a wait list, then they'll just wait it out on the wait list. It is what it is.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yep, and I accept insurances. I'm not cash only, which is pretty rare. Pretty rare for an EMDR therapist.
Correct. And then forgot what I was going to ask. This EMDR stuff. Did you have to get trained in? I know the answer. Did you have to get trained in that to be that type of therapist? Because no one else, I think, on our list is going to have that. So I want you to what was the training for that before we take off here?
Yeah, so the training for it was two separate sessions of training that were, I think, 20 hours. So a total of 40 hours for your just initial training on how to do it. And then in order to be a certified EMDR therapist through the EMDR International Association, which is the only EMDR International Association that was founded by the person who created EMDR. So if you're seeing anybody who's an EMDR therapist who is not certified or had not trained through them, I would have questions.
Okay.
You have to do a certain amount of client hours. So I believe it's 200 client hours, as well as like maybe 50 supervised, one-on-one supervision hours, and 10 group supervision hours. So, I mean, you have to be doing this
Okay.
stuff constantly in order to really know what the fuck you're doing. And so, yeah, so I'm fully licensed. Every year I go to the EMDR conference. My goal one day is to be one of the presenters in an
Yeah.
EMDR conference. I
Nice.
think that would be so fun to just do that. That's like my life goal. So yeah, and basically, yeah, you just have to keep up on your CEUs every year. I think in order to keep certification, you have to have, I think like 30, like more than to keep your license. I mean, you have to have like 30 CEUs specifically related to EMDR trainings every 2 years, I think. So yeah, it's a pretty big thing.
Intensive thing.
And yeah, and new science is coming out all the time on different modalities like that you can incorporate into EMDR. Right now, I'm really interested in internal family systems mixed with EMDR. Like that's phenomenal. That can cure the actual world. So yeah, just I love it. It's great. And yes, there's a lot of training involved.
I just wanted to ask, Spence, this is the first time we've had anyone certified in this stuff in the last 3
Yeah.
years of doing pods. So this is not a common thing. I know that as a therapist, but maybe not others. I feel like it could just be a very helpful tool. Those of you that made it to the end of the pod, look into this. Look into a therapist near you in the state that you're in, right? In the country that you're in. See if they got it out there, because we got a pretty big following in Australia and the UK.
Yeah, if you go to emdria.org, they have a find a therapist button on the right hand side of the webpage, and you can click on that and you can find a therapist wherever you are who is certified in EMDR.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Magnificent time. Great speaker. You should definitely try to do some presentations and speaking public things. But you's good.
yeah.
You's good at talking.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Good
Magnificent.
with my mouth. Excellent. Great feedback.
Even without lips.
My
And a plastic
favorite.
bag for a helmet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, I love them. Usually, normally Spence does the going out thing. We're like, we love to have you back on. And, it's 50-50 if we actually mean that. I for real mean this. Like, we about to set something up, you got a lot of show to talk about now. I love a good white one.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
No, for real though.
You guys are awesome.
Appreciate you. This was awesome. You're
Yeah,
funny as
thank
shit.
you.
And hella intelligent. Like, I know some of our other fans are gonna be like, she knows what the fuck she's talking about. Some of the other guests,
Thank
magnificent humans, but sometimes they're like, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, we're not a public speaker. God, it's fine. You don't have to be. But the pods go much better when they can talk. So I just appreciate you and how you showed up today.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Thank you guys so much. I loved this. This was awesome. And yeah, anytime that you want me back, I would fucking love it.
There we go.
Awesome. Well, we'll have you back, Kristina. Do something else. But with that, I'm Spencer. That's Nas. Different Spectrum Podcast.
All right, everyone. Much love. And remember, take care of yourselves.
Or don't.
Completely up to you. Peace.
There you go.
Make wise choices.
Wrap it up.